So my package from DailyPuzzles has finally arrived, and there should be an Examinx in here, so let's check it out. Now we get the classic Shengshou box, as always. Big box. And sitting right here is actually the DailyPuzzles, so we're going to see the size difference between these two. And this is also in stickerless. Ooh, it is actually smaller. It appears so anyway. Let's put this aside and see. Actually, let's first take this out. So one thing I first noticed when I opened this is that the edges are much sharper than what I get with the black puzzles. The black puzzles are a little smoothed out, or smoother. As you can see here, it's a bit smoother, rounded. These are quite sharp, and I can kind of understand that because when they're stickerless, they fit the pieces together. For instance, it's 3 pieces to a corner. There's going to be 2 pieces. So unless they make those edges rounded, then they're going to be okay, not a bad first turn. Let's try 2. Now these are very small layers, very, very small. Okay, 3, 4, and 5. Of course, I've heard the inner layers turn the best, and that's a trend with the mixed puzzles. Actually, even with cubes, it's a trend. The layers, at least with the newer puzzles, on the innermost, closest to the center, turn smooth. I think mixed puzzles have always been like that, and the third and second especially a little tougher. But this has been what do you call it? I've broken this puzzle in enough so that each layer turns very well. It doesn't even make much difference with layer turn. You're not going to feel a difference between layers in smoothness. I think this is going to be the same way once I break this in. It feels like it anyway. This feels just a bit stiff, the second layer. The third, same. Fourth, a little less stiff. Fifth, very nice. And of course the outer layer is very nice. There is some... It does kind of carry the other layers a little bit over when I turn, especially the second one. So I'll have to adjust my solving style. I think when I do a U-turn, I already hold the second layer anyway, so it's just the turning the right layers. I might just put my thumb here or something. Same thing with the left. I'll have to put my right thumb here on the second layer so it doesn't go up with the L prime turn, or L. So I think we should do size comparisons. Probably sick of seeing me turn this damn thing. So we've already seen the DailyPuzzles. It seems that, wow, these are actually pretty close to the same size. I don't know in height. Let's see if in height they're the same thing. DailyPuzzles is about 135 millimeters high, and Examinx is the same. It seems they're exactly the same. Exactly the same size. Meaning I could put these two sides together. There's no space between. So that's actually very interesting. I'm glad it's not smaller. Because if it was smaller, that would that's kind of like the 15 and 13, the 13 being bigger than the 15 on the Moyus. which is kind of weird. Though I understand they're making a square Moyu 13 that's probably going to be smaller than the original one, so won't be a problem. Let's turn this over so the white's on the top. We have the 8x8, and I need more space. Let's back this up so you can see. I might have to do something like this. Okay, here we go. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. So from Kibiminx or Killaminx to Examinx, which is 11 by 11. And the those are all Shengshou. This is an X-Man Galaxy LM. Everything else is Shengshou though. So as far as size goes, it's a very nice size. I'm sure I'll get used to the tiny layers as I solve this puzzle, because honestly I was worried it'd be a little smaller, because I heard that the pieces are very small. So since I measured the height, I think I should also measure the piece lengths, or the piece sizes. I think I'll measure, each piece is about 4 millimeters. So this corner is about 4 millimeters in width, length, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, each side is going to be about 60 millimeters. Oh, and also, just for fun, let's compare it to the 3x3 and the 17x17. The usual. So check this out. This thing is still a beast compared to the Examinx. So anyways, here is the piece difference close up compared to the Petaminx. Oh, and by the way, these are the same height, the sides are the same length approximately. And these pieces are about, let's see, a corner piece is about 5. So about a millimeter difference, but it does make quite a difference. So let's see also color differences. We've got white. White is a little bit brighter. Red's a little bit brighter. Blue is a bit brighter. I'm sure people found this blue a little too dark, but I thought it was fine. The yellow, I think, is the biggest difference. Yellow is always pale on the stickered Shengshou puzzles, but this yellow is a lot brighter. I like that. Purple is a bit, I don't know what you call it. I guess just brighter. Green is like almost like a different color. This is like a foresty green, and this is more of a either like a normal green or it's more bluish than this green is. So the light blue is quite a bit paler than this light blue. Gray is, they're about the same. This might have a bit more. I think this gray might actually be better. Orange is brighter on this one. Honestly, I don't mind these 6 colors being a little less bright or standoutish as these ones. So I'm not sure how I feel about the green. However, it is dark and it looks like it stands out, so it might be fine. The pink, about the same. The pale yellow is about the same. I think I covered everything there. I think it's about time that we scramble this thing. I'm going to set this up probably to the side of me. I'm going to scramble it, and then I'm going to solve it with this camera right here, because I'm saving the battery on this so I can do a whole solve. By the way, guys, don't forget to check out DailyPuzzles.com.au. AU is Australia. Those guys sent this to me all the way from Australia. Not quite for free, but because it is a big puzzle. But I got this for quite a bit off. If you use my discount code CK Super Levi's, that's capital C, K, and S, and also capital L, you can get a discount off of any puzzle you want, or just your order, I guess. So check them out. They have a lot of they have quite a few of these big puzzles too, if you like big puzzles. So I know I like big puzzles too, along with normal size puzzles and a few other interesting things. So let's scramble this thing and solve it. So right away when I'm scrambling this, it feels a bit catchier than any of the earlier order puzzles that I have. And I think I can kind of see why when you, especially on a third, fourth, or second layer turn, that the pieces are very easily separated. You can see that. It's easy to make spaces between these pieces. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe tightening the puzzle might help eventually when it gets broken in. However, I'm not going to mess with it right now. Like with any puzzle, I remember the Examinx came in quite tight, quite stiff. I think it just takes a little bit of let's just say I'm going to have to be careful with this first solve, because I know I could easily, let's say, you could carry pieces over, you could get a nice, no, not nice, you get a nasty lockup, I'm sure, and I don't really want to be dealing with that. I'm sure I might have to deal with that in my first solve, but because I am a little bit, I do get carried away with speed solving big things, even on the first solve, but I'll try not to make it too bad if that happens. I'll try and be more careful. This first solve will not be for speed. And I find it's better that way because it makes your second solve a lot easier to beat the first solve. It's already looking pretty different from the other Minx puzzles when scrambled. The colors are a bit easier to see because there's no black standing in the way between pieces, which is nice. Also, these the inner pieces are much the shapes of the pieces seem different because the stickers, unlike the Examinx for example, only cover a certain amount of space on the actual piece, and it makes the piece look thinner. And the color covers the whole piece, so it looks actually a different shape than it was. Well, I mean, this is actually showing the real shape of the puzzle. It's kind of cool. want to do a good job scrambling this. I don't want to leave anything out. A little bit of gray there, a little red there. Pink, yellow, purple. The outers actually do catch when scrambling, so I'm sure when solving they're going to catch a little bit. That's fine. This is just the first try. Glad that didn't make the outers too small. Okay, see when I catch. I'm trying to see when I catch what is actually happening. Ah. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, that is it. So, this fourth layer was off a little bit. It's not quite as up as it needs to be, and it can't pass that second pale yellow piece. Oh, not pale yellow. It can't pass that yellow piece right there, so that little bit is going to stop it. So I imagine just a little bit of shuffling, I don't know what you call it. Just going to have to fix that. Else your hands are going to get really tired from pushing and it's not going to move. A lot of that kind of crap. Which is unfortunate, but gotta do what you gotta do right now. So, let's see. Is this scrambled yet? Let's call that scrambled. That looks scrambled to me. And the next step is solve it. And let's see if I can get a sneak peek of what I do when I'm about to solve this. So these three are a good start. These three and that. I typically look for getting this chunk here, this 5x4 chunk. Oh, not that I've ever done this, but on the DailyPuzzles I would get the 3x4 chunk right here on the white. I would get this, and then I would worry about these three pieces afterward, because those are harder. So those are easier to find during the solve than before the solve. So where'd they go? So this here, I also just saw this here, but it's not on the same. What'd you call this? I think that this is bottom right, but this is the top right, so those don't match. Basically, that's the idea. I'm going to look for that for the fourth layer, the second layer, and then fourth, third, and second. Even though I consider this the first, because it's the first on the centers. So, yep. That's what we're going to do.